Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. We just finished. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Manchester United 0. A great result. 3 points. Much needed 3 points. And gets us above United in the table. The first thing I'll say is I've got absolutely no idea how I've just witnessed the favourite and the second favourite, according to the betting markets, for this season's winner of the Europa League. The standard on display today from both teams was, in terms of footballing quality, appalling. In my opinion, it was shambolic. I mean, it just wasn't a good game of football. Tottenham were the better team, for sure. A lot of grit, a lot of determination. I think Tottenham Hotspur in the first half and towards the end of the game, brilliant in the press, better press than Tesco's own brand orange juice. And I think we were thoroughly well deserving of the 3 points. And that's all that really matters. And right now, you take it against Manchester United. I'm pretty sure that's just an incredible continuation of the recent performances against these guys. And look, if we do happen to meet them in the final of the Europa League, then you've got to be, hopeful, because I know they had a few injured players, a few of their top players missing. So do we, obviously. That goes without saying. But in terms of standards, it just wasn't good enough from them. We were the better of two poor teams, is how I'm going to describe it. I'm sorry if people want to remain positive. I'm positive about the result. I'm positive about the performance to a degree. But as I say, we had more than enough opportunities to do better in that second half. Maddison had more chances than a Monopoly board. And, I like him. I really do. He doesn't, he's got he's got a bit of a weak shot on him, It's almost like, I don't know, to go back to the Tesco's pun, I'd say Tesco's Sambuca, that weak, right? Really weak shot. Not particularly a game that's going to take me more than about 5 minutes to summarise. United, I thought, were just absolutely shambolic. No bite up front at all. Josh Xerxes. I remember a lot of you guys, a lot of the other channels saying Tottenham screwed up. We should have signed Josh Xerxes. I said at the time when we were linked with him, he ain't all that. And I'll tell you what, he really is worse than I thought. He is appalling. Fernandes, shocking. United had nothing. They had really no tooth. They broke through a couple of times in that first half when we got 1-0 up after 13 minutes. At times, Tottenham making it difficult for themselves. Like Moses slamming down the mitre or whatever it is and opening up of the Dead Sea, Red Sea. I'm not sure what the sea is in that parable, but we were gaping open at the times there with Pedro Porro caught out of position a few times. Not a huge amount of support there from the right back or from the right side from Kulusevski, not getting back and tracking back. But like I say, guys, I probably started this video in a miserable tone. I don't mean to, because look, I'm really happy with the performance. I'm really happy with the result. Long overdue. It's a nice little respite, and I'll take it all day long. But we should have done more. We should have created more. And I was just sitting there watching this going, this has got 1-1 written all over it. If we're not going to kind of get a second goal here, I worry a little bit about the chance of like a Harry Maguire corner in the 93rd minute, put it top bins, 1-1. It's one of that. It felt like that was going to happen. It didn't happen. Tottenham grew into that second half, got better, more resolute, but the quality was just poor. And I'm not going to sit here and say that our problems are solved from that performance. As I say, if these two teams are the top two favourites to lift the Europa League, what an indictment that is of the quality of the Europa League. Because both teams were poor, but Tottenham were the less poor. Lots of opportunities. I'll throw through some names here. I thought Sonny worked hard, really enjoyed him pressing hard in the first half, but the guy just looked absolutely out on his legs. When he got that break and he sprinted through, he just ran out of steam, lost a lot of confidence, but I thought it was a good shift from him. I just think he's crying out for someone to come in and take off the pressure with regards to the minutes, and it was great to see Wilson Odobert back. Didn't really see him do very much when he came on, but great to see him back, and hopefully we're going to see more of him to come. Great to see Brennan Johnson back. He does have some nice touches on him and clever play, and I feel confident, even though it's crazy to say this, I do actually feel confident if Brennan Johnson's in a good position, that he knows what to do, probably more than some of the other players. Maddison, as I say, weak shot on him at the moment, but things just didn't fall for him. But he was really busy, really impressive in his work, his ethic, his hard graft and grit and determination. And I'm really positive about what this guy can do. And so far, it's early days, small sample size, but I actually do have a lot of hope for this kid. At 19 years old, he's going to grow into the Premier League's physicality, and once he gets ahead of the kind of the sort of tempo of it, I think he will. A lot of opportunities will fall his way, and I think he'll do better with regards to his last sort of shots, last crack of the whip in future games. So not really any criticism, but he did have a lot of half chances today and didn't put any of them away. Decky, again, another player looks tired, but he's super strong, brilliant at working down and running down that channel, and can always seem to find a way. Doesn't matter how many players he's up against, can always seem to find a way to come out of a tricky spot with the ball and get a corner, which is just nice to relieve the pressure when you're 1-0 up. We haven't been 1-0 up in a game for that long and held on to that lead for a long time, so there's a really big positive there. Midfield. Bentancur, I thought he actually had a good shift today. I thought he was tidy. He played in that 6. When United did break, he got back and sort of tidied things up, and it was nice because I've not been impressed with him for a long time in the Tottenham shirt when he has played. I know he's had a tough season with injuries and obviously with a suspension and stop-start minutes, but generally today I thought he was one of the better performers in the midfield for me. Lucas Berghvall, look, I love Lucas, got no issues with him. I do think he's a little bit... Again, another player that's got a lot of hunger and a desire and a willingness to get in and get stuck in, and I like that about him, I really do. I just there's a couple of bits of his game that I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about. I'm not sure if he's necessarily always as calm with his decision under pressure as he is when he's pressurising others and when he's got a little bit more space. When he's got space, he can look up and pick a lovely pass, and he likes to be the tempo master. But I do think that at the moment, some of the teams are figuring out that if you put him under pressure, he becomes a little bit more loose with his distribution and a little bit more, the consequences of pressure, right? Like you're young and you're going to learn the game and you're going to figure it out. So I've got no issues with him, but I thought he didn't have the best game today when he was put under pressure. Pape Sarr comes on. I thought he was good in the second half as United started to tire. I thought he was, he always covers every blade of grass. Still had problems with some of his distribution, but I thought he was okay. He wasn't spectacular. Like I say, though, guys, all of these plaudits I'm going to give out here because I'm going through the names and I'm trying to find the positives, and there were some. There were a lot. I think Tottenham were the better team. I really do. I think we absolutely thoroughly deserved the 3 points. But to me, I just think that this is not really a game that you're going to be able to take too much from, because United were just shocking and Tottenham weren't exactly that much better. And at times I thought, like I said at the start here, I just thought, if we're not careful here, if we don't get the second goal, then we could easily give away this lead, and it just wouldn't be necessary. We shouldn't be struggling to get a second goal against this team. United were just leggy, and there was just no ability for them to get the foot on the ball. And to Tottenham's credit, I will give Tottenham the credit that they did press really, really well in this game. So full credit. Where I do want to sort of turn my attention to is the back four and Vicario. Vicario was called into action a couple of times. He got down fantastically well to the right-hand side and made a brilliant save down low in the first half. I think it was the first half. Yeah, it would have been it was second half. Start of the second half, I think it was. He also made a good save early in the first half where he got up to his left-hand side. It's nice to see him back. It gives you a little bit more confidence with the shot stopping, because Kinsky, obviously has made a few mistakes recently in the Aston Villa game, but to be fair, Kinsky then became brilliant in that game. Look, I'm pretty happy with our goalkeeping options right now. Brandon Austin is third choice, Kinsky is sort of second choice, whatever, and then to have Vicario back is a big lift, really big lift. At the back, listen, this is where I'm going to kind of, I'm not going to take too much more of your time up, because as I say, I'm going to, or at least on the game, I'll reflect on the Daniel Levy, the Levy out that's changed for Tottenham thing in a minute. That Kevin Danso today, really, really solid. Brilliant performance from Danso. The best performance I've seen him put in of the 3 or 4 that he's played. Really impressive stuff from him, and the way he got back, track back. I don't want to even compare him in the same vein as like a Davinson Sanchez, but at times one of the great parts about Davinson Sanchez's game is the ability for him to get back and sprint. Spurs Talk Show. And sorry, boys, hang on one second, mate. And he and I thought Davinson Sanchez was absolutely sensational at getting back, tracking back, and doing the bits he absolutely needs to do. So really impressed with him. Next to him, Archie Gray came on. Before that, who was next to him? It was Ben Davies. Again, brilliant performance from Ben Davies. Really happy to see him just come in and kind of calm things down like he always does. Dependable Ben, no problem there. He's probably one of the only senior players that, if we do go through a big transition of seniority in the summer, I'm happy to hang around, even though he is obviously going to need to be sunset at some point. But steady Eddie, love him. No issues with Ben Davies. Jed Spence on the left-hand side today. This guy is just unbelievable. I don't know why it took 3 years for a Tottenham manager to figure out that he's actually valuable. But he's not just valuable. I think he's the best player in our team by a country mile at the moment. I absolutely adore this guy. He's brilliant getting forward. He loves to drag the ball out and run at pace. And against tired defence or fresh legs, it doesn't seem to matter. When there's pace and space in front of him, he'd absolutely gallop down there like a marauding horse at times. He's got brilliant footwork. I think we've got an absolute top draw player on our hands. He had a little, a lot of space that opened up for a pot shot there as well. Didn't obviously kind of fizzle out so much in the end, but I think if he can develop that little last part of his game, that final cross in, that final shot, because there will be opportunities that present themselves with his abilities, I think we could have one of the best left backs or right backs in the league. And this is, like I say, from a left back spot, he's not even playing in his traditional spot, because at the moment, Ange Postecoglou seems to want to give everybody a break when they possibly can, apart from Pedro Porro. This guy has played more minutes than anybody else in the Premier League this season, and again today, put in an absolute shift. Look, getting forward, Pedro Porro is brilliant. The guy is tireless. There's a limit to how much any particular body can take. Not only has he played more minutes, I guarantee you, not that I have the stats in front of me, that he's probably covered more yards as well than any other player because of the nature of this system. He has to get forward, he has to intercept, and he's very, very good at that today. He can put in the pass and put in the cross from deep. He's got a whip on him. He's absolutely sensational. Obviously, at times, though, that ability to get forward, that responsibility to join the attack does have consequences. When the ball is given away, he can get transitioned on. And in the first half, most of Manchester United's joy did come down their left and our right into that space behind Pedro Porro. But that's not down to him necessarily. There's other players on that pitch that need to fill in because he can't do everything. And when you've got a player that is just doing 100 minutes every single game, and Ange is conscious of where he can, when he can, slotting other people in. He doesn't seem to do the same with Pedro Porro. To me, that's a bit of a question mark. I'd like to see him get a little bit of a breather, but either way, good shift from him. As I say, Vicario was fantastic today, no question. So look, I've gone through the 11, gone through the 12 or 13 the players that came on. Wilson Odobert, didn't really see him do too much. Pape Sarr, already spoken about. James Maddison, I forgot to mention James Maddison. I thought he was really, really impressive. Of course, he scored the goal. It was a nice little tap-in. I saw him do the the mouthy celebration. I'm sure he's talking about Roy Keane rather than Tottenham fans that have given him a hard time. A good performance from James Maddison. Kind of a little bit reminiscent. It was nice to see him get back and get stuck in defensively. He is someone that can buy you a free kick. He does have tricky footwork with the ball. He does get you that kind of break in play when necessary. So a lot of sort of love for his performance today, and he did get stuck in and defend and win the ball back off the ball, which I haven't seen from him since the Manchester City game. So really impressive, great little return to him into the team. I'm sure really, really relieving for him to kind of come away with the goal and come away with the points. And I don't think you'll be able to criticise him too much. But like I say, guys, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we can learn a hell of a lot from today, other than if you're a betting man, surely there must be some fantastic odds available on some other teams in the Europa League, because if what I've seen today is the best two teams on paper in the betting markets for the Europa League, then either the standard in the Europa League is just absolutely horrendous, or someone somewhere has got it wrong, because Manchester United were shambolic. Tottenham were better than them, but it wasn't the best performance in my opinion, from either team. A forgettable game, but 3 points is all that matters. I'm happy as Larry. I'm not sitting here complaining, by the way. I'm just giving you my reflection on the kind of technical level on display. It wasn't sensational. Both teams could have done more when they had their opportunities. It wasn't to be. We'll take the 3 points, 1-0. Tottenham go above them in the league. I think we're 12th in the league now. A little bit of relief there. I think we can put to bed any conversations around relegation. Last thing I'll say, guys, is the Change for Tottenham march took place. I joined it. I see on BBC they're saying 1,000 to 2,000 people were there. From what I saw, and I walked down with it, this is not me being anything other than objectively honest, but subjective maybe in my ability to count people. I would say it was far closer to the 1,000 than the 2,000, but listen, it's still 3 or 4 times higher than I've ever seen at any other protest. Well done, the boys from Change for Tottenham, for organising it. After the game, I'm not sure if I'll be able to put the little clip I've got up, but there was probably another maybe 300 people that hung around after the game for their particular takes and to sing some songs in the sit-in. Look, I think it was a good start for them. Personally, I think that a lot of the noise around Tottenham's kind of current resentment goes away if Tottenham proceed and progress in the Carabao Cup, in the Europa League. And obviously, if we pick up some more points and climb up the league, pressure will be off of Ange Postecoglou and off of Daniel Levy, because it's a case of what have you done for me lately. That's the way that people generally work, right? They focus on the here and now, and if things are terrible, then there's more apathy towards the football club and more resentment towards the decisions that are shaping the present. But all of those things can change very quickly if the present tense looks a little bit better. So Well done to the guys that were there. Well done to the people that were protesting. It was all very respectful. I think I saw someone, I heard about it, I didn't see it in real time, but winding up the protesters with the Leave In banner. And I mean, I don't know why they would do that. It's the whole thing's a little bit silly, but I think there was a few scuffles. But apart from that, for what it's worth, my experience in there was really great. Everyone was very cool and respectful. Got on board. I'll put other videos for my interviews with all those people as soon as I possibly can. Well done to the boys, the organisers. Well done to everyone for getting their voice heard. It's really important. I always support your mission. Like I say, I don't particularly think this owner or any other owner will really make any massive dent into the ability to have consistent success if the rules around what sustainability and competitive football look like now continue to regress back to the halcyon days where it didn't seem to matter. If you can't beat them, join them, or let's hope that the Premier League rules can still have some teeth, because if not, then I fear about what the future looks like for football, let alone for Tottenham. Either way, congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to Tottenham. 1-0 the victory goes to us. And like I said, I'll take the points, but I'm not sure what we can learn really from the team today, other than they did enough, and there were some really solid performances, great press. Matisse Tell looks like a real player, just needs to be a little bit calmer and get that finish underway. Jed Spence sensational again. 6s and 7s for the rest, I think, pretty much. That's about it. Like, subscribe and comment, guys, and as always, come on you Spurs.